Hello, everybody, and welcome to another weekly rundown. This. We've reached end of week 2 of the XTC, and once again we are joined by some familiar voices. Say hello, Connor and Liam.
Good evening.
Bonjour.
Bonjour indeed, although spoilers, maybe not bonjour this week. There's been some fun ones. I'm gonna have to think of an episode title. Feel free to suggest episode titles at some point along the way.
Oh Lord, my mind's went dark places again. But carry on, move on.
I feel like next week maybe I'll get an actual. I don't know how you guys feel about coming on webcam, or maybe I can get some wonderful images of your faces that I'll put up next to it, because I don't know. I feel like maybe that's useful. Anyway,
I have the camera set up. I've got it. Les Miserables.
Les Miserables. Oh, I like that. And hey, Andreas as well, and Funwalk. Good to see you guys in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I need to get my chat on. Okay, let's swap to this one. There we go. I go down to the bottom corner. Let's move it slightly. Boop. And welcome, because sorry, it's technically spoilers. It's been a fun week. How have you guys, from the perspective of a player playing in it, and from the perspective of a grumpy man sitting at home wishing he was involved? I will eventually stop ragging on Liam for this, but not today.
Not when you had the actual power to change that.
Yeah, it's actually my fault, so fair enough.
Entirely.
Yeah, I don't know why he's mad at Wales. He should be mad at me. Anyway, what did you guys think of this week as week 2 of the XTC?
I don't think I've ever come across an event quite like this. I mean, I've been told there's some sort of football thing happening at the same time.
Nah.
Which I'm guessing some people are watching.
Nah.
But I don't know how they get the time.
Shout out to Croatia. Oof. Where are we? Although shout out to me, oof, at this point. Yeah, I mean, how do you keep up with 133 games of X-Wing and something about kicking a ball around a pitch? I mean,
and work, children, wife.
Don't even. I'm so tired. I think Marcel. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't keep up.
No.
Like I just keep getting flooded by information. I walked by Tom Reed the other day, and he went, "Oh, we're 4-0 now." I was like, "What? There was games being played."
Yeah, and that, like, the streamers can't keep up with it. I mean, I have never seen so many X-Wing streamers involved in an event, and they're just not even close. Only about half of the games, probably only about a quarter of the games are being streamed.
Yeah, it's been nice. They've been good at getting the crunch ones. Like, so obviously Colombia's streaming their own, but they had the Switzerland Netherlands final tonight as well.
Oh, that was fantastic. Like, I only caught the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But I was sat there for the last bit of. I was like, "This is insane. Clearly, this is all that happens." But no.
Turns out,
and it's a prediction breaker.
After our expectations last week of games to watch, yeah, we didn't spot Netherlands, Switzerland. Switzerland, actually, to be fair, I think, as much as I love Les Miserables as the title, I think the Return of the Underdogs is also a contender, because shout out to both Switzerland.
Return of the Swiss.
Yeah, return. Oh, done. Done.
Come on.
I'm gonna put Les Miserables in brackets because I really like that. I'm gonna have to come up with. How late are you? You're like 2 minutes. You guys are fine.
We're on Group E.
Yes. Yeah, you know this.
Our predictions last week, which took a fair amount of flack, but we were kind of mean.
I mean,
honestly, we haven't done that badly.
I think we did okay. I think that this is the problem, is that for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 for being mean: views. You know, you like the shit chat. you out there, I'm looking at you. You like the hot and spicy memes. The second thing is, actually, I think if you're gonna get an accurate prediction, you have to be mean to someone. So, fair enough.
Well, some of them have decided to throw our predictions back in our faces pretty solidly.
And they really have. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So I think we should probably break down the this week's stuff, shall we? I mean, although, to be fair, this isn't exactly a show. It doesn't have a schedule. It's more just us throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So
Well, we know it doesn't have a schedule because we started 9 minutes late.
It's fine. If I ever turn up on time, I think the world will end. So.
Fair.
But what is really good to see is just how many people are back for an Saturday evening of chat and balls on the internet. So good to see you all. And Green to Green.
Oh, I'm not being pedantic, but it's Sunday and you have to go to work tomorrow.
It is. Did I say Saturday?
You did.
Yeah, I meant Sunday. It's been a week. To be fair, I spent the last 4 days outside, which was lovely. So it's 2 days worth of paddleboarding.
So I think we can immediately forgo any sort of slagging on you because A, the chats have been keeping up with it quite successfully. You've got your own meme now.
The 07 dream is alive.
And B, since I'm also 02, it would be a little hypocritical.
I'm not 02.
I am 02.
I wasn't included.
Hey, to be fair,
I'm winning every other fucking match I play except
Liam
the XTC at the minute.
Winning everything. So shout out to Liam. He's out there to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, fuck you, England. Bing. 4-0.
Ouch. Yeah, Liam should take my place. I should just be the coach, apparently. Is there a stream of the England FO player? No. We're not actually trying to keep off stream. It's just that no one apparently wanted to play us on stream this week. So, fair enough. Boring.
Okay.
Boring. I know. Like I submitted things to the stream schedule. No one jumped on it. So, yeah.
Well, we have your defeated team for our next round.
We do, and shout out to Croatia. We will get there eventually, but yeah, shout out to Croatia. And yeah, Daryl went 0-10 in 2019, and the Irish did fairly well. So, turns out if the captain constantly throws himself under the bus, it doesn't necessarily mean your team loses.
Well, I guess I'll just promote myself to captain then.
Yeah, that's fine. I also didn't mean to throw myself under the bus this week, but turns out Mattia, regardless of the green dice memes, yeah, that was a game.
Going into round 3, I am the only person who got a no to their pairing. Everybody else got a yes or a maybe. I am the only person paired into a no.
Means you're gonna win it.
Super excited.
Means you're gonna win it. It's an interesting list, to be fair. What is that name?
What, Ivor?
No, Big Onji. Big One? I don't know. It's fine. But yeah, anyway, so let's move on to what happened this week. So you'll have to forgive us slightly because this is all a little bit of a mess with the challenge bracket. They have messaged people and asked them to fix it. But we're going to go through what happened this week.
It's a lot better than it was, to be fair.
Yeah, they're slowly fixing it, so fingers crossed. And most of the scores are in, and I believe I know the other ones. So yeah, should be good.
I think we're all in now, Alex. I think we are updated.
I think everyone is updated because I finally put our results into TTT, so someone was wonderful and put that up. Hey, Rich, good to see you.
Well, in fairness, Group E was the mastermind of getting nothing done, but they've all popped on today.
And shout out to Columbia as well. I see you, Purple Dragon. Right. So, okay. Let's start off with this. The one that we were expecting here, I think. Czech Republic, Italy. Oof. Italy came out swinging in this one.
Yeah, and if only that was the tail of the group, because it's not. Czech Republic did manage to strike a game back.
They did.
Malaysia didn't.
Oh, I was wondering who was going to be the first 7, and let's look at the other stomp this week. Malaysia, Poland. I mean, I'm not surprised. Shout out to Louis. I was wondering whether Louis could win his game. Yeah. Poland is scary. Poland, I was hoping that we were going to get a 7-0 week this week as well. Apparently I need to fly better. But, yeah, shout out to Poland. That is not easy to do. That is not easy to do in a team tournament. And you need a combination of good pairings and very, very good players. Watch out for Poland. They're scary.
Well, I hope we have the opportunity to look out for them.
I agree. But, sorry, apologies. I forgot about... it's gone out my head. Actor. There we go. Yes, shout out to the ladies playing because there is a few in the tournament, which is really good to see. Right. So yeah, Italy stomp things. Poland stomp things. To be fair, Group A, as we kind of mentioned last week, I felt like Group A was going to be a bit of a gap in terms of the top teams, right?
Yeah.
Group A is the one where the top teams are really the top teams. And, I mean, if we have a look at Norway versus Greece, I think this was expected. Sorry to Greece. Sorry to Mr. Fieldsend. But I
We
think
did all predict that, though, didn't we?
yeah, I think Greece is the tail end of this group. Greece and Malaysia are
I
going to
think
have.
we predicted A across the board, didn't we?
Well, yes. I am surprised to the extent at which Singapore beat up Brazil. I was expecting a bit more of a fight from Brazil. I was expecting a 4-3. But shout out to Singapore. I think maybe we're going to see Singapore actually be able to go toe-to-toe with Italy and Poland. Because I was worried that Brazil and Singapore were that step down. So maybe that's telling. We'll see.
Singapore might be able to keep them honest, but I think our prediction remains fairly solid for a Poland, Italy 1 and 2 at the minute.
I'm fairly happy with that. I mean, I feel like Poland and Italy, even if one of them drop a game, so say, for example, they come equal with Singapore on games, I feel like in terms of the games that they win, Poland and Italy are going to get through because they're going to get more stomps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's head-to-head, right? Isn't that the first breakdown?
No, so individual games are
and then
before the
head-to-head?
head-to-head. So
Okay.
if you're drawn on round wins, drawn on individual games, then it goes to head-to-heads. I believe, because otherwise it's kind of boring. But I think I agree with that order. I think the individual games show by how much you win against each team. So fair enough.
Oh, a nice start for both of them.
Yep, and importantly, on the subject of winning things, Singapore, in a shocker today, I say shocker. I really want to watch this game. Singapore had a final salvo in their first game against Poland. They've got one in early, 144 to 144, and Singapore won it.
Ooh.
Nice. So Singapore are a game up on this round.
Singapore are already a game up against Poland, because that's the fight going on right now. So Singapore Poland. We'll get to that later. Oh dear.
That's a turnout. That is.
French. Shout out to Frenchie. Can I say it's coming home in this tournament because I'm not confident normally? Maybe. As soon as someone says it's coming home, I get nervous. With good reason.
I look forward to having this chat when the top 8 is drawn. Because although I'm content to let England stomp its way through C,
yeah,
it
will
get a higher hill when you get past it.
I am curious for the finals. I know that that's looking too far ahead, so I'm not going to do
top
that.
10.
But yeah, top 10. But I mean, if you have a look at the 10, it's bad enough trying to pick who's going to win the groups. When you put those top 2 teams from each group into one big fist fight, who the hell comes out of that one? Good luck making predictions on that.
You've just got to leave them to it. It's pointless putting a prediction down. It's just get it on.
It's going to come down to a lot of different things. It's it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yes, it's coming home is absolutely a death sentence in sports. Shout out to Gary. I encourage all English to start chanting "It's coming home." It's done so well for you in the past. Oh wow!
I will also assist with the "It's coming home" chants.
Yes. I think that one is the nail in the coffin. It came home.
I think, in fact, Ollie, you should get a tattoo.
Fuck off! No.
England XTC champions 2021.
Oh,
I'll pay for it.
I'll throw in 50%.
I hate you.
Doesn't sound like a no now.
He's thinking about it.
No, I'm not. I don't have any tattoos.
Yet.
This is true. But yeah, I think I don't know. The England football team has been milking it for so damn long. How we?
All right, we are not getting drawn to conversations with
okay,
football.
let's not talk about. I do not know anything about football, so before this descends.
Yeah, well, you can go and talk to other people who care about an inflated pig's bladder and 22 idiots.
Yeah, let's stick with the rugby. It's better.
Exactly. Inflated pig bladder and 30 idiots.
Yes. Anyway, But yeah, I think as you guys said, this is not a surprising group. This is the good games are going to be over the next few weeks when we get the Italy Singapore, Singapore Poland, Poland Italy matchups. That's what's going to be the real slugfest. And also, I want to see Malaysia against Greece. And I also want to see Norway against Brazil because I think those are going to be fun.
I do like the fact that Singapore might upset the apple cart and are refusing to bow down to predictions. I'm all for it. Come on, Singapore.
Yeah, I really want to see XY upset the apple cart. Unfortunately, I don't. I see. This is the problem: is that having played international X-Wing for a long time now, is that I know an awful lot of people from an awful lot of different countries, and I want them all to do well. And unfortunately, that's not possible. So I'm going to wish you all well and see who comes out on top. But yeah, it would be really nice to see the other side of the world show up in some of these because I mean there is a world champion from over there. The Aussies and the Singaporeans are putting up a good show, so you know.
Well, we're going ahead of ourselves again.
Yes.
Should we slide to B?
I think we should slide to B. Let's go here because there was some interesting games in B. All right.
Well, I want to start with my favorite one for this, right?
Yeah.
Lithuania take Germany to the post last week.
Oh yes.
And they beat New Zealand solidly this week.
They really did. I think it went 4-0. Lithuania went 4-0 before New Zealand started fighting back.
So we've got a little country that we've basically ignored last week.
To be fair as well, it is not just Lithuania. It is Lithuania and Latvia combined, which I think is relevant because if you don't have enough players, it will. If you're a very small country, then I would say that the players in that country are probably going to be good because they're going to be playing online versus everyone else. So if you take the top of each country, then it might make a better team. Maybe.
I was just waiting for Andreas' comment to pop up.
Yeah, I was waiting. Ah, dear.
So,
we set fire to the chat.
Is Lithuania/Latvia all Lithuanian/Latvian players? Or
Yes,
do they have
they
some
are
blokes in there as well?
They are right next to each other, and you can argue with Bartosz on that one.
Oh, I'm gonna get PM'd.
I can feel my PMs just setting alight right now.
I did not know this was legal until he just said that.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All the players could have played in either country. Fair enough. Well, there we go.
Well, well done, Lithuania and Latvia. We are glad to see that somebody is keeping Group B honest.
So officially, by the rules of the XTC, it is Lithuania, but it's being... Andreas is losing his shit. Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, officially it is Team Lithuania, but it's basically Lithuania-Latvia because there are 3 Latvians and 4 Lithuanians, just that one of the Latvians lives in Lithuania, I think. That's what I'm going to go ahead and assume.
So they could get in on the Merc basis.
Fun walk.
So still technically.
Don't mention
Next year we combine Australia and Austria because if you say them both fast enough, no one will know which one it is.
Yes. And fun walk. Don't mention the war. Okay. Also, yeah. Shout out to Andreas and Liam. Andreas and Liam, start your own team with Blackjack and Hookers. There we go.
Yes.
Sorry, 2 Latvians.
Team Somalia.
There we go.
Let's go.
Jesus.
All right. I'm going to try and keep this on track.
Let's get back from the dumpster fire. Carry on. Lithuania, New Zealand.
Yeah, Lithuania, New Zealand. Fantastic. Well done. Germany, Ukraine 5-2. Pretty predictable. The most interesting series of games in this one is without question being South Africa and Scotland for a 4-3, which was unfortunately a 4-2 in the middle of that match.
Is that the most interesting though?
No. We're in order.
Well,
South Africa and Scotland were very, very tight, and
we'll
both
get rid of,
vying for it.
Can we just start with this one, just to shout out Ukraine that they did go 2-0 up, and the hope was alive until it wasn't.
Yeah.
The reality is Germany has had a few, can we call catastrophic errors in this tournament.
Shout out to Timo for having having as good a start to the tournament as I have.
Timo very kind.
I'd say pour one out for Timo, but also pour one out for whoever chose to take Funwalk. I wouldn't have taken him at all.
Oh, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
look, I love you dearly. I look forward to you streaming me on Wednesday. Do not reflect anything you say in this stream.
I feel like it's going to come back to bite. Okay, shall we talk about Scotland? I feel like we should talk about South Africa, Scotland, because I was expecting. I'm not sure what I was expecting from Scotland, but I was expecting South Africa to do better than they did in round one. And
I don't want to sound super critical, but the game I watched between I'm not going to call it whichever one it is. I'm not. That's mean. But the game I watched had it was such a collection of what the hells for 20 minutes, and there was 2 turns in those 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Can you at least name one ship in that?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was 100% rooting for Scotland throughout that.
Yeah.
Because it was bizarre. And then, of course, 3 minutes before the end of that game, it gets the announcement that South Africa won. So it goes to 4-2.
I feel South Africa definitely got the better of the matchups because the game that I watched ended up with Dash and Luke, I believe, versus Republic Aces. And I can't see Republic Aces doing a lot when Dash is just removing their range, the obstructed bonus, and just putting 4 dice into each of them. It's just
seems like a relevant tactic.
I feel like
yeah,
I feel like South Africa learned because again you've got to remember South Africa are one of the teams that didn't do the pairing process beforehand. This is their first year in the XTC format, and I think round one, I think Iceland know enough people that they could practice with. I don't know who they might have done that with, but not me. Just check that out. But yeah, I think they know people that would help them with the pairing process. Whereas I don't know if South Africa did. I get the impression that they learned a lot from round one.
I don't think too much is made of that all the way. I really do, but anyway, our captain thoroughly enjoys it and takes it all very seriously.
Yeah,
he has, however, I'm going to repeat, given me the only no matchup, so maybe I should probably stop saying negative things like I don't really get it.
I don't know. There's, I think there is a big part of this is the pairing process. I think if the difference is that if you're playing against, it's kind of like if you're playing a good series of lists against another average captain, then it's fine. But if you have someone who's very experienced against someone who's not, then you get gapped very heavily and you get some really bad matchups. So to at least compete at the top end, you need to get enough 50-50s so that you need to be able to at least match the other captain on their level, essentially.
Yeah.
Scotland's 1-1. They won their first matchup, Phil.
Yeah, Scotland are the little country that could keep on fighting here.
Scotland's actually really good.
Yeah, I'm putting them on par with Ireland, and they could just as easily have taken that match.
Yeah, they could have.
So I'm not writing them out. I mean, we could obviously jump straight back down to Peru kicking the crap out Iceland, who had just beaten South Africa.
I mean, this is the interesting thing, right? This is why I say maybe South Africa didn't have the pairings down in the first round, because, oh my God, South America.
They didn't really have it down in the second round either, only because they won this by a scrap, like a real scratch. The matches were bizarre.
That's fair. Also, apparently, Connor, you are the designated speed bump.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, like with bizarre pairings.
But, I mean, the matches were just... I watched quite a few of the South Africa-Scotland matches. The South African stream is very good, and they're actually very unbiased, which is I'm not.
Yeah, they're really good.
But the form of play was... I'm giving a moral victory to Scotland for the games I watched. And I think Scotland could keep coming back, which I think leaves this group open again.
I think that there is a lot to be said for Scotland. They've been there for a little while now. They deserve, in this group, certainly I think they deserve their second seed. And yeah, I think Peru is their competition. I was expecting it to be New Zealand. South Africa, Peru. So let's see.
Really? I basically said I think we put New Zealand at last week, did we not?
Yeah, so going into the tournament, I was expecting a lot more from New Zealand. I don't think they've actually got the team that I was expecting them to have, because I know that there's obviously a lot of New Zealanders that go to Worlds every year. They've got a lot of experience in the country, even though there isn't that many X-Wing players. But yeah, I think Peru, South Africa, and Scotland. That's going to be I still, as much as Germany has not come out the gate swinging, I think they have enough in the scary lineup that they have to counteract that.
Is this actually right? Is Peru Germany the last match of this group?
Oh, that's interesting.
That could be a decider.
I'm going to have to get up the schedule again. Give me a second. We will go
do
through those
think
later.
with
But
Germany, they are a bit slow at the gates, but
Yeah.
I can see them just slowly gaining momentum, and that's you want your momentum near the end of the
yeah,
the group stage anyway. So
I think
I
not
can see
burning
it
out
working
is
in their
important.
favour.
I'm gonna have to say
Yeah.
Peru is not giving any sign of not just keeping it going. 6-1 from a 5-2 is impressive.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they haven't been challenged, but Iceland proved they can play the week before.
So Germany, Scotland is the last week.
Okay, so Germany, Scotland. I will be keeping a lot of interest
Yeah.
in Germany, Peru.
Scotland, Peru is next week. That's going to be fun.
I'm giving Peru the win on that one, I think, but I think Scotland at least won't go down without a fight.
I think in this group, they are the games to watch, aren't they? It'll be Peru, Scotland, Germany, Peru, Germany. That it's those three. Those are the weeks we really need to keep focus.
I think Scotland needs
On
to
that
take
group.
next week very seriously. I think. Sorry, let's zoom in a little bit.
Well, in fairness to them, I don't think they were taking anything without a level of seriousness.
No, but I think if you're ever going to prepare for a set of pairings, because they've already beaten South Africa. Have they already beaten South Africa? Have I got that right? No, they played.
Scotland lost to South Africa.
Scotland lost to South
No.
Africa. Yeah, because they've already lost to South Africa, they need to beat Peru here. That's very important.
This could be one of those groups, I think, Ollie, where let's give Germany its dues and say it goes right through. I'm not convinced anybody else is going to do better than 5.
This is the thing. This is going to be the fisticuffs, and this is where Peru's 6-1ing Iceland. If we assume that they're all going to end on the same scoreline, then the more like 6-1s that you get, it's going to be a big deal.
Well, let's assume Germany's not going to fly any more ships off the board.
I mean, I'm not putting anything past Timo.
He has been a little seat of his pants for a guy who is universally renowned as one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, but I think at this point, there is an argument that has he bothered to try yet? I mean, I think that's giving people, especially Timo, because Timo hates losing, but I think that's maybe giving him a bit too much benefit of the doubt, but maybe he
I have never played a German player who didn't play to win. And the only one that ever cracked me for the top echelons was Eno. And it was always a bit of crack.
Yeah, we like Eno.
I don't dislike any of them, but they play to win.
Oh yeah, no. Like, I enjoyed that though. Like that's
I do too. I'm just saying I've never come across any of them that didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, some of my best games have been against German opponents because they always get a better game out of you.
You know
They
exactly.
will show you've got another level.
You know exactly what you're going to get, and they play. It's like when you play against the Poles. It's like, okay, we're doing this. Like, all right, fighting gloves on. Let's go for it.
Perda, nobody expect the South American teams is not a fair comment.
Yeah,
We literally discussed the South American scene last week at quite a significant length.
The issue is no one knew what to expect from the South American teams. The South American teams have not been very present on the international scene because of the nature of, first of all, the amount of stock that has been sent over. Like, I know 1.0, the South America really struggled to get stock, and therefore they just couldn't compete because they didn't have the new ships to play with on the table. But now that TTS is a thing, we're starting to see them a bit more. People are underestimating them less. This is a really good tournament for both the Oceanic region and the South America region, because we get to see what they can do against international competition, because you never get full international competition. Like, they've had the Lima Open, there's been a few of the best South American players that have played in like the Gold Russian events, some of the other events, but it's really, yeah, and that's the other thing as well, for you guys to travel to America, like, it's a bloody long way north. So this is what TTS tournaments have been great for. We get to see exactly what South America are made of, and looks like Peru is stepping up. It's
interesting. Nobody in this stream is writing them off, and we knew Colombia had been stomped flat by England, but when I tell you the preparation work Ireland put in for every single one of those matches, we came out better than we were expecting to at the end of it.
Are we allowed to
Nobody is sleeping on them.
Are we allowed to talk about the squeaky bum time that Ireland might have had with Colombia yet?
Well, we had was it 0-2 into 5-2?
Yeah, yeah.
So we started off in or was it 1-1 or whatever it was? We
So
definitely started at 1-2 into a
You're
5-2.
saying you did a Germany.
We fucking freaked out, and it was Cormac, Higgins, and me who went down.
Oh god, yeah, yeah, you wouldn't expect that.
And it was like, oh well, this is going to be interesting. But everybody else just fucking stepped up.
Yeah.
Like Gary Colton's last game today, which was the irrelevant one, was the most sweat-fueled fucking knife fight I've ever seen. Won by 1 point.
What's really good to see is how much the Colombians are coming back swinging after that first round.
They changed everything.
Yeah.
All of the openings that we expected from the games against England disappeared. Like, all of them.
Yeah.
The way that my opponent played against Kez, now he didn't fly off the board, obviously, against me, but he completely changed his opening against it.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the reasons that we're super happy. So I'll deal with this and then I'll reply to Mark's. This is one of the reasons why we were super happy to get Colombia early, because similar thing for you guys as well. Because the longer they're in this event, the more they will learn.
Yep.
And yeah, like we've talked about it before against the level up that you get when you're allowed to play against better players. All of the teams that might not be filled with as many experienced players, I tell you what, by the end of 7 weeks of playing in the XTC, you're going to be a bit better. Sorry, to deal with Mark, dealing with some of the Singapore-Philippines games, they are going to have to be played on the weekend because of the time difference. So it's a lot easier to get if you can do the pairings early, it's a lot easier to get the games in on, say, like morning, evening. So they got an early game in this weekend. Good shout by XY. And I'm not sure if Bartosz or Golonka is doing the pairings, but regardless, whichever one of them is doing the pairings. Good shout.
It's not like it matters a damn.
No.
I mean, as long as you're not trying to strip all 7 rounds through, a couple of hours here or there is largely an elephant.
I mean, this is the important thing about the round robin. It doesn't matter which order you play the games. I mean, technically, we could play our round 7 game now. It wouldn't matter, but it would be boring.
Kind of ruin the stream in the crack, but
yeah, exactly. You want the suspense. You want everything, all the marbles going into round 5. So.
And we're back to the same conversation where nobody has to drive to play.
Yes.
Nobody has to fly to play.
Yeah, you get all of the apart from the people that don't play TTS, you get most of the teams. So.
I mean, I am going on holiday this week, and my Croatian opponent has been very kind to fit me into my exceedingly narrow window of "Can you please play me?"
Hey, and shout out to Ed. I did not slag off Scotland. I actually said that I think Scotland would still come second. So.
In fact, we were anything but slagging off Scotland.
I actually still have faith in Scotland. I think you need to get busy for Peru next week. I think if you win Peru, I think you can come second.
And I was remarkably complimentary about Scotland and thought they were unlucky not to take this round.
I still think that Group B is going to be the slugfest.
I think Group B. Well, we'll get back to the one at the bottom in a minute, but Group B and Group E are the two that I'm starting to really enjoy.
Yes. All right. Shall we do this one? These are nice and actually vertical, which is great. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so which one do you want to start off with?
Let's talk about Wales. Hey, let's talk about Wales.
All right, let's talk about Wales. Hey, Wales.
Okay, let's talk about Wales. They could have taken me.
There it is. There it is.
But no. Philippines whipping out a 5-2.
Oof.
There is not a single person in our team that is looking forward to facing the Philippines.
Nope. They appear nice and easy on the outside, and then you realise that they have a lot of scary people, and they have the best Philippine players and some Aussies. I see you ringers. Mr. Foss doing the pairings. Oh no, Liam's been waiting for this one since the start. Like, he sent me a message and it's like, can I rag on Wales this week? Can I? He didn't actually, but it was basically that.
Well, Wales are 0-2 in a round that I think they probably, we're not being unpleasant, but they're out of the running.
I think so. I mean,
because they're not going to beat England. They've lost to two of the weaker-ish teams.
I think losing to Philippines was probably the nail in the coffin. Those are games that you absolutely have to win if you're going to get out.
So
this
unfortunately, Wales
can't lose 2 games in.
Yeah, Foss is coach for the Philippines. He's not playing. But yeah, no, I think shout out to Philippines. Underestimate at your peril, it seems.
Underestimate anybody at your peril at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Well, Ireland and England are the only two 2-0s. So obviously me and you are in a happy position today, despite the fact we did nothing to help that.
Whoop, whoop. 0-2 crowd.
But yeah, 2 is a nice, comfortable place to be.
I've got some nice tire tracks over my chest. I'm enjoying them because my team is carrying me.
But for both of us, both me, our England and Ireland, our difficulty level just goes up from this point.
Yeah, agreed. And that's the thing. We've had the nice games for the first two, and now we get. Did we didn't reverse, did we? No, we didn't reverse. Who were you? Who was your first week? Wales.
Our first week is Wales.
Yeah.
So you yet to face them, but we both had Colombia.
Yeah.
Who, in fairness, my opponent was a wonderful, lovely human being, and I give him all the respect for his win.
Yeah.
And they were all lovely.
Who did you play out of Colombia?
Oh fuck!
Which list did you play?
Now you're asking who the hell they threw at Resistance.
Was it 2 strikers? Oh no, sorry, it's 2 strikers in the first week. This week was.
It was Esteban Correa and
Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance.
Um,
You should watch the game. It's very exciting.
It
If Mars
is.
hadn't won Bank died or died, I was fairly certain it was okay.
Yeah. And again, shout out to all of the South American streams like Pedro and 86 doing the Brazilian one, and obviously Carlos, and we got all the good, like the Colombian stream. If you speak Spanish, go watch the Colombian stream. If you don't speak Spanish, still go watch the Colombian stream.
Colombian stream, we love you, but please just set the camera and leave it alone.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And
I did tune in yesterday, and the camera was at a weird angle, and I was upset, so I turned it off.
also, shout out to the Brazilians, and please show me how to do your transitions, because oh my god, like the zoomy bits, like yes, give me all of that. I want that. Anyway, so Wales Philippines, almost an oof, but actually I think when you look a bit deeper, I don't think Wales has brought so much depth this year. I think Wales has actually been fairly affected by TTS. There is a few of their decent players that don't play TTS. So yes.
Finland Canada was exactly as we called it. It was going to be 4-3 either way.
That was so close. I had a good chat with Janin Invara, the Finland captain, as we did our pairings today, and he was the coin flip game, and he just made those couple of mistakes, he said, and that could have easily been the other way.
I feel like
Netter appears to be talking about dice. I've never seen that before.
Oh, come on, don't do him dirty like that. We love you, Sam.
I feel like Canada obviously losing the first round and them only going 4-3, and I know we called a 4-3, but I feel like this could shake Canada.
Yep.
They won't be as confident as they were going into the tournament.
Honestly, Canada's player base tends to be guys with kids who are all 35 plus and are all chilled to the fucking core.
Yes.
I don't think you can win a shit, Canada.
I don't think you can really tilt Canada. I think the problem that Canada might have is they have some very interesting lists. I know Canada's got scary players, but I don't rate their lists as much. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to get just about to get shouted at for that, but you know, Canada, you guys needed that win.
Well, I know it sounds like a fairly automatic run through, but we have to beat Croatia if we're advancing. Because after that, we enter the Canada, Finland, England run.
Yep, and that is a rough run. I mean, Finland this week, we're a little bit scared. I mean, Finland. If you want to see some stuff, have a look at Finland's lists. That's some scary stuff. But yeah, I think we've come out of this okay. Could have been a lot worse. So we're feeling good about Finland actually. I think this is where I'm going to catch the flack. I mean, in terms of lists, they're not standard. Is probably the best way of putting it.
I will jump in front of a single bullet for you, Ollie, and I don't like their separatist list.
I'm afraid I'm literally opening them all as we speak.
I feel like they butchered my baby.
Yeah, you've been playing that for a while.
Is that the only Ray in this tournament? Or certainly the only one I've seen?
No, there's a couple of Rays because Tom Fields is playing.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised there isn't more. Okay, so what we got? Heine class droid bomber and 4 Nantex.
See, I think
Treacherous and Predator.
Before we go too derailed and start breaking down all of Canada's lists, I think Ray is in a bad meta place at the moment. She was great if you roll it back since before the Swarms, and then Swarms and Beef came out, and she doesn't like that.
I'm really confusing. Are we talking about Finland's list or Canada's list?
We were talking about Canada.
I thought we were talking about Finland.
Netta, who are you flying against? I posted it in the pairing chat. You can look at it. I'm dealing with lots of screens right now, so sorry. Check out Discord. It's on there. I was a helpful boy and posted it for you. Right. Sorry. Yeah, Finland, Canada, as you said, that was expected. I think those are it's those two and Ireland is the fight for second place, and oh boy, that's gonna be a slug. As you say, like, yeah, the England, Finland, Canada games for Ireland. That's going to be the judgment, and we'll see what comes.
We take a step up from this point.
Yeah.
Not even I still think Croatia are a very solid team.
Yeah, Croatia.
So it's not a big step up. It's just a step up.
Yeah. I think I had a good chat with Mattia, and we basically said, yeah, you did us dirty in the pairings. Like, still good players.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Right.
FO mirror match Wednesday at 8:30 on Funbox channel.
Yeah. Check out Funbox channel. He's awesome. Columbia Ireland, expected, but a little bit squeaky at the start. Have to say we were keeping our eyes open for a surprise, and then it never really happened. But I'm glad that Columbia are getting better. And
my game was a lot better than Caster got out of him.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for making the 7-0 not happen. I blame Green Dice entirely and not my decisions. Although, to be fair, I did check the dice stats afterwards. Obi-Wan had a 1.5% chance of dying, so I was pretty sad about that.
In the future, Ollie is going to make an entire stream about how dice are actually the reason that you lose games and not your decisions.
Nah. I took a calculated risk. Unfortunately, the Mattia made all the right decisions and
all right, man.
Put his ships in the right place.
I think I speak for us both when we just have to let it go.
I know.
Stand on a mountain, naked as day, in the middle of snow, and just start singing.
Also, I made clickbait, so that I deserve that.
Fair.
Oh dear. Right. So yeah, Group C is turning out interesting. I don't think it's too surprising at the moment. I think we have managed to avoid the upsets so far. I think maybe the Canada Croatia was the upset, right? So it went fairly standard this week.
Croatia are proving they can fight back.
They are.
And Finland Canada was dead even. The upset is not yet here, but it's coming.
I would go so far as to say that I said that Philippines weren't going to come last, and I stand by that. Right.
It looks like it's very much going to be Wales or Colombia.
We'll see. Wales can take some points for people. Sorry, carry on, Liam.
I did say Colombia would be last.
Yes.
But I would also like to point out that in this group, if you look at each 4 pairings for the entire week, there is not a bad matchup. This is possibly one of the most enjoyable groups to watch for general quality.
Because they're fairly even, or?
Caster.
You just know there's good matchups, there's good players, and every game seems to be just it's good for a spectator. I think it's good for the impartial.
It's an interesting one because you always feel like even if a team isn't expected to take the round off someone, there's always those interesting games to watch in each pairing. So yeah,
like I'm secretly rooting for Colombia to do well because they've had a couple of their players not play TTS. Well, only pick TTS up for 2 months, like 2 months prior to the tournament.
Yep.
And how can you not root for those players to do well?
I mean, guy who started playing X-Wing 2 months ago installed TTS a week before beat the world champion. So
they also the only country I've come across where the language barrier exists to such an extent that they've got wives and things communicating. It slows you down, it discombobulates you.
Shout out to Emmanuel because I spent the entire game talking to his wife. Actually, his wife was sitting by the computer with him, having a very nice, like, her English is great, and to be fair, like, Emmanuel's English is much better than my Spanish. So we had a lovely chat. I had a lovely chat with his wife, and we had a game of X-Wing. that was fantastic. So there we go.
It
I
just
think a
adds
team
it
willing
just
to
adds
do
an
that as
additional
well.
it adds an additional difficulty level to it.
It does.
them.
And see, this is the thing: is that X-wing you don't have to deal with language normally because you can play a game of X-wing without speaking if you want to while you're at a table with someone. But across TTS, it is very difficult to do that. Wait, what? She ordered you coffee. I didn't get a date. Offensive.
Yeah, but Gary Colton is literally sex on legs. What can I say?
Yeah, that's true. I would.
I love Colton.
Right. So, shall we have a look at Group D?
As we slowly and inexorably move towards the
Dum,
path to Marseille.
dum, dum,
All right,
dum.
so Group D has no upsets, I don't think. It has one that I'm not considering an upset.
Mhm.
So USA stumps Hungary, Spain stumps Australia.
Yep.
We kind of thought that was coming. And Malta beats Chile.
I'm not
This
surprised
surprises
on
me.
Malta Chile. I'm not actually surprised.
Really?
I think at some point the star players, basically what you needed is you needed Malta to play a team where they could get 2 random wins and their 2 really good players could stomp.
Well, I watched Dan Zurab's game, and like I think this is turning into Dan Zurab fan club, so I'll try and skip that a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's fair.
But it was poetry.
I mean, Dan is a very good player, and again, on the not knowing how to rate South America, I know that Chile doesn't have the depth that the Peru or the Brazils might have. Similar to Colombia there, they are a slightly smaller country, so in terms of X-Wing. So who knows? But yeah, I think Malta has a couple of big players that can stomp their way through... they can stomp their way through some of the slightly weaker teams by flipping matches that they would have otherwise lost. So yeah, and I don't know enough about the tail end of the Malta and the Chile teams. I know basically nothing about Chile. But yeah, I don't know enough about the tail end of the Malta team to say, but I'm not too surprised that Malta managed to pick up a win here.
Well, it does change things from last week because we said either Hungary or Malta would end up last based on the playing of the matchup. Hungary loses quite solidly, but against America. Now they take one off them.
Yeah.
Malta picks their win back up. We're fighting to get off the floor.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing here is that I was expecting Spain against Australia. I wasn't expecting a 2-5. I was expecting a 4-3, but I was expecting Spain against Australia.
The reality is this series, this round has ended Group D's competitiveness for 1 and 2 now. It would have to be a vast upset for it not to be Spain and USA.
Who's USA played so far? USA has played
Sweden
and Hungary, right?
Hungary.
Yep.
So no, I think that because the USA still has to play Spain. So
but that's going to be the matchup that decides first or second.
No. So Australia still have second place in their hands. They still have second place in their hands, but to do it, they need to step up and they need to smash the USA. Because if you assume that Spain is going to come first, if you assume Spain goes 6 wins in this group, right? Then USA, like Australia's got 2 losses. So Spain is probably going to beat the USA. So if Spain beats the USA and Australia beats the USA, then it's going to come down to games 1.
Ollie, Australia failed to beat Chile in round 1.
Yes.
They're not beating the USA.
Well, they've got to win. They've got to beat the USA. If they that's the path to get through, right? I'm saying that it is.
No, I understand what you
likely,
mean, and I get I'm being a little bit cynical. We're on the same place. The mathematics of it
Yeah.
aren't escaping either of us.
I've also heard on the grapevine that maybe Chile had a little bit of help with their pairings.
They still
I mean,
they had help with their flying.
True. Yeah.
no one's mentioning Sweden. They've lost 1 game. They had a bye this week. I will never write off a team that's got Nicholas Godin.
No,
Yeah.
but he can't play 7 matches.
No, but Sweden is to be fair, Sweden could have absolutely beaten the USA.
Yep.
Australia can also beat the USA. Like this is the problem. This is why Marcel was worried going into this. They've done really well against Hungary. They did manage to beat Sweden, but oh my god, some of those games against Sweden.
I agree with you, but USA have overcome a hurdle. Australia have not reached that hurdle yet.
True, but I don't think. You
Okay,
can,
look.
I don't think,
Okay.
I know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I think it's a really big hill to climb because they lost to Chile,
I
and
would
that's
be
huge.
fucking thrilled to see Australia knock USA out.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. We have never written off Sweden. They do have some cracking players. They get their bye round. They could come back. We did not write them off last week.
Yeah.
They didn't play this week. Nothing has changed.
I still think Australia third over Sweden. I think Aussies are going to come third over Sweden.
I'm going Spain, USA, Australia, Sweden.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
Sweden, Australia, but we'll see.
Or do I get to be mean to France? I get to be mean to France now. Okay.
There's not much we can do about this. France have just completely upset the prediction scenario by losing this round and really losing this round.
Yeah.
Did they do it on purpose?
No.
What is through to Serbia for the banter?
Yeah.
So there's
just to throw our predictions up.
I feel a little bit like the vindication meme coming up here. But anyway, I thought Serbia was good before it was cool.
I thought Serbia is currently in second place. Bearing in mind that Mexico had to bye this round, they're on the first fought-out place.
Let's deal with the big one first, as it is at the top. I mean, yeah, this is. I mean, I know Serbia have good players, right? Serbia definitely have good players.
I mean, are there any players in Serbia that some of us know by name but don't know their country of affiliation?
Filip Vukic.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I've played Filip, he's very good.
Yes. He's, shout out to my butt still hurting. I mentioned this last time, but let's continue to mention it because, oh my god, he killed a Falcon and an X-Wing in one round of shooting. Discipline swarms are nasty. And that's full health, by the way. That's not, like, damage. That is 13 health and a 6 in one round. But yeah, the Polish Serb. Shout out to Filip. I love Filip. We have some very good games. Normally ends up with a beating one way or the other. So, on that, I still didn't expect this. I thought France were going to win. So
but the reality is France has just chucked our prediction in the bin. And they're off to a bad start.
This is not ideal. What did France do last week?
They went 4-3 against Denmark.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's just been Switzerland or Netherlands are now in a position to beat them.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, we're not going to be able to really write Japan off either because they are also 1-1. They beat Switzerland. They are currently lost 4-3 Denmark. France is no longer the powerhouse. It looks like Serbia is sitting at top of the prediction tree for now.
Which is weird
I'm
because.
right in saying. Oh, go on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, similar thing to Australia. Are they just not showing up? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I am right in saying that everyone in this group's been pegged back there, haven't they?
Well, we all expected Netherlands to come out of this gate like rampaging cattle, and they lost as well.
We're going to get to that one in a second. If you've got to watch one game this week, watch that one. Or maybe watch the last 5 minutes, but yeah. Shout out to the Swiss stream on that one. On the subject of it being not biased, but I don't think it mattered. Yeah, so Serbia, France. I think this has just broken this group wide open. Because this is no longer a fight for like this is no longer a fight for runners up. This is a fight for placements. Because
we lost 2 out of our 3 predictions for this round.
Yeah,
and the only one I think we got right without any query was Mexico.
Yep. Slightly concerning. But then so if France is 1-1, Netherlands is 0-1. And Japan against Denmark as well. Denmark beating Japan, which I wasn't expecting. So, yeah.
Well, Zimitic, you say 1-1 back to the start. That would be true if you were still playing round robin. But if you've had your bye,
well,
and you've already faced off against some of the weaker teams,
and that's the thing, right? But who is the weak team?
Yeah, I was going to say. I just think about weaker teams. Hang on a minute.
I mean, actually,
is that currently France statistically?
Because what I expected, I didn't expect Group E to be the group of death because I wasn't expecting Mexico to be as good as they are, and I was expecting Netherlands and France to be a lot better than they're showing right now. So if they are now further back in the groupings, then this is going to be the most interesting group.
Well, who's our next round for these guys?
So you want to check out what's happening with them?
Yeah, who's playing next?
Just before we do, let's just do the Switzerland Netherlands.
All right, sorry.
So yeah, Denmark Japan obviously. Switzerland Netherlands. Oof. I mean that went to the wire. That was 3-3.
I'm so happy you told me to watch that game as well.
Yeah, I turned on the game. It was 0 points to either side, so I immediately just ended up chatting to Liam at the time, and just like, you need to turn this on. Like 5 minutes to go, 0-0 final turn. Shall we say it comes down to the final shot? We'll leave it there. Yes, and yeah, absolutely right. This group is going to come down to rock paper scissors lizard spot.
There's literally nobody out of this. France gets their bye. They go to 2-1, which is still not a bad running position. Still definitely in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to shout out Fabian as well for having to step up to be the captain and do the pairings, because I think the original captain had to do some form of military duty.
Yeah, so Raphael had to be in the army for a bit, and Fabi just went and did the pairings. So shout out to Fabi. Yeah.
And if you don't like Fabian, you're a bad person.
Beautiful man, like D2, if you know him on the internet. Yes, wonderful man. Like Zuckers far too much, but wonderful man.
I'm going to briefly return to the comments and think Group B is the group of death is being called out. I have absolutely no idea how that's a supported concept.
Okay, so the people that are saying that Group B is the group of death, and I'm like, okay, you're waiting for the flame. Here comes the flame. Group B doesn't have a clear second place. There's a reason for that. That's all I'm going to say. Group E is also looking that way. So I don't think they're groups of death. I still think Group D is the group of death. Because any of these teams could take first place, apart from Chile. Sorry, Chile and Malta. Okay, so yeah. USA, Sweden, Australia, Spain. You could all take first place, and that's why it's the group of death. But if it's just a fist fight, does that make it the group of death? I don't think so.
No, I completely agree with that. And
group of entropy. I'm stealing that term. Anyway,
I'd like to mention that Mexico beat Serbia in round 1. Serbia came out and beat France in round 2.
Yeah.
Mexico remained top of the standings. Who was the second seeded team in this? It was France and who?
It was France and Denmark was.
It was Denmark, right?
Not Denmark. Netherlands was first.
Netherlands,
France is right.
Netherlands came third last year. Sorry, just to also address. Buys don't exist in groups D and E. The buy doesn't exist. It's just a break. So you don't get a free win for it. It's basically exactly the same thing, but you don't get a free win for it. It's just you play 6 games. So Group E and D are going to be out of. Out of that.
Yeah.
And sorry, carry on.
My chain of thought, which I knocked out yours off and mine has slid back off, is this could be the group where there are 2 teams that take 1 and 2 that weren't seeded, and that's currently what it looks like.
Could be.
Neither of the teams that were seeded in this, they're currently 6th and 8th.
Yeah. Also, shout out to South Africa, who apparently got offended by my obvious flaming. I mean, clearly anyone in these 2 groups is actually quite good, and I'm very glad I'm not in them. It's fine. We'd beat you all. Hashtag don't hurt me in finals.
We're still entering round 3. At this point in time, it is true that literally any team can rise to 1 and 2. It's still mathematically, technically possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still so early in the tournament. Is.
We have another 5 rounds. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be spicy.
After round 3, however,
please don't.
We're going to have teams that are gone.
Yeah, I think we're going to get into if we have any 0-3s, then they're pretty much done, dusted, right? Because I mean, 4-3 isn't going to get you through.
In any of the groups where they're playing, there's 8 teams. If you're 0-3, you're out.
Yeah.
I think technically speaking, you could still be in Group D and E, but
I think
that's
I
a very
did,
small
because
but.
we did the maths of this at the start, right? And we worked out that it was almost impossible to get 4-3s. I think if we could see Group E doing a 4-3, if they really do smack the pants off each other and just go into a full-on clusterfuck.
I just keep changing changing
like
seats over and over again.
Everyone beats everyone. We could see some 4-3, and like there is a massive 4-way tie that goes down to head-to-heads.
Yep.
Like that could happen. Can't see it happening in Group B because I think Germany will come out first, and that will mean that the others don't get enough wins. Although
we're all calling Germany to come first, but they do seem to be making it as interesting as humanly possible.
Yeah, sorry, apologies. 3-3s. There we go, Toby. Anyone having success against fire sprays? Yeah, don't set your dials wrong. Oh God.
Also,
it's a meme.
It was said to me before the tournament started, and I do agree with it. I think fire sprays may have been a bad choice.
I think fire sprays are a bad choice, which is why I took a droid swarm. La 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 la. But there we go.
Why?
Why are fire sprays a bad choice? Because everyone is prepping for fire sprays.
But how do you prep for fire sprays?
Good question.
Take a droid swarm.
Very good question. Maybe a droid swarm.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. If we go back to like the original base principles, maybe you have called it out. But
yeah, this
is a format full of three green ships.
There is a genuinely interesting argument for the fire sprays, right? So the fire sprays are a ridiculously strong list. I think they are the only S tier list in the game right now. The only other list is Andrew Ola's nonsense token passing spam that is even close to the efficiency of that fire spray list. However, if everyone, and I mean if you're in a team format, you prepare for lists that you're going to see, if everyone has counters to the fire sprays, and we're seeing the counters like resistance 5s, etc, 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 and yeah, like, yeah, I mean, same thing, David from Malta, like HMPs murder fire sprays. We've seen we've seen that happen already on stream. But yeah, in terms of that, I feel like it makes your pairings easier if you're taking things that people aren't expecting. And this is where Canada can prove me wrong, because I'm saying that Canada's lists are weird. Because if you don't bring any lists that people are expecting to a team tournament, then no one knows how to pair against you, and you can win that way. But yeah, anyway, I agree, Fan. Fire sprays do beat the rebels.
I think it's very hard to give me a point where any list will be like, this is a hard counter to fire sprays.
Yeah, but there's a lot of lists the fire sprays don't want to see, which makes pairing.
Yeah, difficult. There's a difference between don't want to see and hard counter. I don't think that exists.
Did I say Did I say Malorus was a counter to fire sprays? I did not.
No, you did not.
Right. Anyway. Sorry, Andreas, assuming that equal skill level, which you can't always assume, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, Group E this week. Group E just exploded.
It only required one real upset for it to happen, but it's made it interesting.
Oh, now here's a question. Finals. How many Latin America teams are going to go to finals? What do you guys think? Because I think this is a really interesting question.
Well, I think I'm going to have to pin my name beside Mexico at the minute. But that doesn't count as Latin American, does it? Does it?
Well, let's say South America, right? Let's say stick South America.
I'll probably make this really confusing because Mexico's Central America. Okay, so I'm going to pig pen on Mexico. I'm having a quick run through everybody else. Currently, it might literally be Mexico. And Peru.
Mexico and Peru.
I think we get 2. Yep.
Mexico and Peru.
What's the over-under? I think the safe bet is 2.
I think even that, I mean, it's not super safe because they're the only two that really in position to do it. Brazil and Colombia have both had, well, Colombia's 0-2, Brazil's 1-1.
Let me actually think about this, right? Let's go over here. Right. Let's do this. Oh, it's going to be really annoying. Right, doesn't matter. They're all the same. So, Singapore, Malaysia, Italy, Brazil. Sorry, Brazil.
It's one or two.
Brazil isn't getting out of Group A, unfortunately. Annoyingly enough, I think Brazil is probably one of the strongest teams, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that Brazil is going to make it because they're in a group with some real powerhouses, and I don't think they're going to make that. Italy and Poland are too strong, and if Brazil couldn't beat Singapore, then I don't think they're going to have a chance against Italy and Poland. So looking at Group B, I think Peru has shown that it's angry. The fact that it's two easier games. Sorry, Iceland. We're now going to have to see how it does against. I mean, yeah. Basically, if Peru beats Scotland next week, then I think they're in. That's what it looks like. Maybe Lithuania can upset them, but I think Peru is the safe bet for getting in. Then we have Colombia. Sorry, Colombia, I'm not going to bet on you. I love you, but no. Chile, similar deal. I think they got a little bit battered this week.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, there's just too many teams that could put them out there.
Yeah, and then you're betting on the Fustercluck.
I like Mexico.
What did Mexico do, group?
Mexico had a break and had a really good opening round.
4-3 Serbia. I mean, if you're basing that on the fact that Serbia
pummeled
France, and I don't think Serbia is one of those teams that needed a warm-up. I think they came in swinging. Then, does Mexico make it through on that merit? I still think no. Honestly, I think there is too much mess in this group. There are too many really good teams. I think it's going to be one. I think Peru are going to make it through.
Yeah, I got the phrases for a commit international incident. Purple Dragon Knight. I think we said Mexico was Central America. Nobody said it was North.
Yes, definitely not North.
Before anybody comes to my door with a stick.
Yeah. I'm bad at geography. It's not included in North America. You got North America, you got Mexico, and then you got the south bit is the continent. I mean, they're connected. They're basically the same continent. I'm aware that Europe and Asia are connected.
We were querying over the concept of Latin America versus South America.
All of the people in the same bucket, which of those are going to get through? Don't at me, all of you amazing Facebook people. Anyway. I don't do geography. That is a good summary. So
I give up. Where are what continents on?
Yes.
We were just trying not to fuck anybody off.
In terms of this, I think I only think Peru. I think Mexico has a chance, but I'm still not going to count out the Netherlands, and Denmark's looking real strong, and Japan still has a chance.
This is just not a group where you're putting your house on anybody.
No, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, let's go from there. All right, next week. Let's see what we got. Let's pop this over here. Poof! Look at that. Zoom. All right, that's quite large. That'll do. Okay, group stage, round 3. So in groups A, let's make this real big. There we go. It's big enough for everyone to see. So in Group A, Italy versus Greece, Poland, Singapore, Brazil, Malaysia, and Norway versus the Czech Republic. What do we think?
All right,
Italy, Poland, Brazil, Czech Republic.
I think that Norway and Czech Republic is in the air. Those 3 I agree with.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, Italy, yes. Poland, Singapore could be close. but I think Poland are going to clutch it. This could be
6-1,
this could be a
4-3.
4-3.
6-1 Italy.
This could be
Greece.
another 7-0. That could be another 7-0. Poland Singapore is going to be a very big match.
And it's going to be a fairly deciding one as well.
If you're going to watch one in Group A, I think if Singapore can get a win off Poland, they have a really good chance of getting in.
Yep.
It's gonna. I tell you what, if Singapore get a win off Poland, it's going to make Italy-Singapore a scary, scary round.
Yep.
Poland Singapore won't decide top 1, but I think it will decide top 1 or 2.
It's going to be
As
interesting.
in, Singapore will then face Italy, and Poland will face Italy, and that will become a 3-way rounder.
If we're looking for the upset, if Singapore beat Poland, Poland are bricking it against Italy. And
Exactly.
Italy are gonna Poland has beaten Italy a lot at the XTC. There is history there. So if Italy have a chance to put Poland out the XTC before the finals,
They'll be sweating for it.
you're gonna see a very excited Italian team there, and
Mhm.
Italy's team this year has a lot of those players that have been beaten repeatedly by Poland. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I kind of hope that Singapore beats Poland now, just for that matchup. We like the old rivalries coming out. Anyway, scrolly. I could go faster, but it's kind of it's suspense. So Germany, South Africa. Come on then, South African people. Come on,
No,
South African people.
I don't think they've got a chance. I'm going 5-2 Germany.
I mean, there's been some South Africans in the chat that are saying that they can take on Germany this week.
And I love the optimism, but I've watched both teams fly, and
Yeah.
that is not what's going to happen.
There is a question of how, no mention of, sorry, Philip Step. I'm actually going to bet on Norway for this one. Norway versus Czech.
He's right. Sorry, we didn't. I'm also betting Norway.
Yeah,
I said Czech. Sorry, Flipster.
Yeah, I think Norway can do it. Oh, ow. Sorry, contact lenses.
It's the price of beauty, Mr. Bucknell.
It's the price of leaving your glasses at school for 5 straight days. Anyway.
Well, New Zealand, Ukraine is our next one, and I'm putting a fairly solid flag on Ukraine.
Yeah, I think the Germans are going to beat South Africa. New Zealand, Ukraine. Yeah, it looks as if. Although I think this is the fight for the bottom. Honestly, I think this is fight for the bottom. If New Zealand can beat Ukraine, I don't think they're going to come last. Iceland, Lithuania, based on Iceland beat South Africa, and then they got utterly stomped by Peru. So
yeah, I haven't got a flaming clue who wins this one.
Knows this one's probably going to come down to who gets some good pairings.
Yep.
Lithuania put up a real fight against Germany as well, so and then hammered. Hang on, no, I'm confused. Has Lithuania not played Iceland? Am I looking at the wrong thing? I'm not. Lithuania have played Iceland.
Really?
Yep, they're 5-2 against Iceland.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at. Am I looking at week 2?
No, you're not.
Wait, what?
That
Oh,
is
yeah,
wrong.
This is a thing.
What do you? Wait, let's. Okay, so back to Group B, right?
Uh-huh.
Lithuania played Germany, then they played Peru. Lithuania have not played Iceland yet.
No, Iceland played Peru last round.
Yes. So
Lithuania played New Zealand.
They haven't played. Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine.
On my screen is up. I do apologize.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Oh, no, that's my fault. Apologies very much, Abu. Causing chaos in the ranks.
Yeah, I should be. I mean, I'm looking at the one from the website, Gary. So should be fine.
Yeah, it's me. It is midnight in fairness.
Yes.
So, with this one, well, when we say Germany, South Africa, because Germany seem to be slowly picking up speed.
Yeah.
If there is a time to stop them, it would be now and just
Yeah.
stop those wheels as they start to turn.
This could be the upset. I mean, if you're, as Germany are ramping slowly and not really paying attention, if they still haven't started paying attention, then yeah, take them out now. If you're going to do it, South Africa, you got to do it now.
It ain't happening, gentlemen.
So, what have we got then? New Zealand, Ukraine. I'm going to bet New Zealand.
I'm going to bet Ukraine.
I'm going to bet.
I'll go Ukraine because I did put New Zealand at the bottom
That's
last
fair.
week.
Iceland, Lithuania. I want to say that the Icelandics are going to fight back, but I think Lithuania are too strong. They've shown some really good. Support at this point, and they show some pretty good results. Just
Iceland's consistency is all over the place. I don't know which one was the anomaly, the win or the loss. So no call.
Iceland's is fun, but Scotland, Peru. I think that's the
Peru
game.
takes it. Scotland fights 3-4.
I'm going to go the other way. I think 5-2 Scotland.
5-2.
I think 5-2 Scotland.
Oh, I'd bet you hot sauce on that, Mr. Pongle.
I'll say 4-3 Scotland.
All right, Jesus, I'd love Scotland to take this, but
I know. I said Peru were going to get out, but I don't know. I don't. If Peru beat Scotland, then they're going to come second in the group.
Yeah.
Peru are going to win that comfortably, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
This is a scrap for second, so
I'm enjoying playing devil's advocate today. So.
And I will be very happy to be wrong, Scotland. Very happy.
Yeah. All right. So, this is a fun one.
Yes, this is crack. Canada should beat Wales relatively comfortably.
Should beat Wales.
Finland should beat England relatively comfortably. Oh wait, no, hang on, it's the other way around. Finland will hopefully fight fairly hard against England, but we're assuming it's England win. 6-1 probably to continue the routine.
I mean, I've got to go 0-7, so my team have to continue carrying me.
Yep.
I'm not getting hot sauced. It's fine.
And Croatia, Ireland.
I think Ireland are going to win this. I think it's going to be a 5-2.
Oh, fuck, I'll take it.
I think it'll be 5-2.
I don't know.
Yes, it is definitely that, Ed. Definitely that. Yeah, I think so. It might be a 4-3.
Like that. I'll take 3.6 to 3.4 if that's possible.
Yeah. And I think the real fun one this week, Philippines, Colombia.
Now, when you say real fun one, I'm expecting a very pleasant Colombian team to lose 5-2.
Yeah, I think so. I think this could be the round that Colombia get the upset, though.
I'm calling wins for the entire left side, but when it comes to Philippines, Colombia, I'm hoping it's a 4-3 Philippines.
I think Colombia are going to start. When's Wales, Colombia? No, that's Group D. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Let's go downwards.
I got up as well.
Wales, England. Wales, Colombia, round 5. Just enough time for Colombia to ramp up. We'll see. I still believe in Steve. But has he got a team behind him? Yeah, exactly.
Could have.
Every week, the Colombians get one more win. Which means you should be really scared of them. But yeah, I feel like it's the left-hand side. But there is definitely some possibilities for upsets. And yeah, Colombia are learning fast.
Every single match they played against us, they changed their tactics. I mean, I know I said it before, but I'll repeat it. We watched the videos, we ran the concepts, we set our plans, and not one plan went correctly.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, if you're playing Ireland, you should definitely change your tactics and fly off the board.
I'm not using tactics anymore. I'm just jousting.
Just jousting. It's easier. All right, Hungary get the break, which means that this is a really interesting week for Group D. Oh.
So, I'm going to have to say, if we start bottom up, USA beat
stomps.
Chile,
yeah.
Spain stomps, and then Australia and Sweden get to pick which one of them is still in the running?
Yep. Absolutely. Whichever one loses is out.
I want Sweden to win this.
What's a king to a god?
Oi.
I'm going to keep saying it because it's a good one. Yeah, there is one interesting game, and it's the Sweden-Australia game, because I agree, whichever one loses is out, I think. Although, no, sorry, I apologise, because Sweden had the bye. So we need to bear in mind that Sweden has only played one game.
No, entirely.
And it was against USA, who we expect to come first.
Yes. So, actually, this is not a if Sweden loses, they're out. It's if Australia loses, they're out. This is a must-win game for the Aussies.
Well, they're double lost. So Australia will go to 0-3, and I think they're mathematically out at that point in a 7-person turnaround. So that's an easy one. Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
I think this is the week that the Aussies bring it back.
And I think if the Aussies bring it back and Sweden loses too, both the USA and Spain are jumping for joy.
Yeah, I think so. I think
because they definitely want Australia to win this round.
Yeah, Sweden is the threat. I think for the USA and Spain, because Spain has beaten the Aussies already, so I don't think Spain minds too much. Spain actually wants the Aussies to get better because they want them to beat everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I said that last week. But they were playing Spain this week, so yeah. I mean, Spain is scary. No one mentioned Spain.
Well, we have repeatedly mentioned Spain.
I know. I'm talking about the Americans.
Well, the Americans don't mention any country that's not America.
This is true. It's quite nice that we get the different sides of the world for all the opinions.
They occasionally mention Canada because they know where they are.
I mean, just look up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I feel like we should refer to the USA as South Canada.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, South Canada.
Less moose.
Change the spreadsheets.
I wonder if anyone else teched against swarms. Very good question, South Africa. You think I am a rookie? Anyway.
Well, you're to
E.
Oh, snap.
Right then. Hey, shout out to Cam. The USA mentioned Canada because we keep winning their tournaments. Oof.
Yeah, we can't start talking about the American education system and getting them a map and seeing if they can actually find America on it.
We just failed on South America. Let's not talk about geography. Okay. Well, I failed, so I'm not going to talk about geography.
No, we failed on politically correct South America. That's what we failed on.
Correct. Right. So.
All right, France are probably going to win this round, although I'm not guaranteeing it.
Wow. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, get back to serious business. I mean, is there no guaranteed wins this round at all?
Well, if Mexico beats Switzerland, then yeah, I'm sorry, that was a bit low. It wasn't meant to be that bad. If Mexico beats Switzerland, my prediction for Mexico is held up.
I want Switzerland to beat Mexico.
I mean, Switzerland beat the Netherlands. Maybe Fabi should do the pairings every week. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Mexico, Netherlands, and Serbia. I agree.
Switzerland, Denmark, Japan. I think Switzerland, Netherlands, Japan.
And I think Switzerland, Netherlands, Japan.
Yeah. Switzerland, Netherlands, Japan.
I don't know. I'm riding the Serbian train.
I'm going to go with my heart on this one, and I'm going to go Switzerland, Denmark, Japan.
Oh wow!
Fair.
Right, so when we come back to this, we will all have been right.
Yep.
Because we're covering the spread beautifully.
Oh, and break. I'll go break.
Shout out to Fan in the chat. They use dark magic. Oh dear. Yeah, let's. Oh man, Group E. Group E is the exciting group. I did not expect Group E to be the exciting group.
You see, if Serbia get their massive win here, they will be the top horse. I mean, if they can pull a 5-2 off against Japan, boom.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if Serbia, because this will be the. Did Serbia win the last two?
Serbia are currently no, they didn't. Sorry, they lost the first one.
So who's
But they lost their first one to Mexico 4-3.
Let's go back to E. Let's go have a look at standings. So we've got wait, they haven't put it in. Who? That's really annoying. Okay, so Mexico beat Serbia, and Mexico had the bye, right? Yeah, it doesn't count byes properly. So Mexico 1 win, Serbia 1 win. Okay, there we go. I know how to do it now. It's fine.
I should say, the Chancellor, we're only making fun of France because you're expected to do so goddamn well.
Yes, also true. Also true. Yes, so anyway, back to where I was. Mexico 1 win, Serbia 1 win, Japan 1 win, Denmark 1. Oh my god. Well, the bye's got 2 losses. That's it.
It's all over the fucking place.
Everyone's on 1 win.
Anders, please don't make him start talking about the TSS in chat. I beg you.
No. Yeah, I think I feel like anyone can absolutely win this, because I expect where's the Mexico game for this round? If the Swiss beat Mexico and then the Netherlands beat Denmark, then we just continue on with the massive fisticuffs of everyone beating everyone. Yeah, this is going to be a total mess. We're going to need to get to week 4 before we really work out what's going on.
I agree.
There's no bad games this week.
I wholly agree. I mean, Netherlands are licking their wounds. It might be a straight out 5-win run. You never know.
There might be an angry Dutch team this week. There might be an angry Dutch team. Yeah, if you're going to watch any group this week, watch Group E. It's going to be spicy. And I think that's it. Are there any more interesting things?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I'm vaguely interested to see if Australia comes out of this or not.
I would love to see all of the Sweden-Australia games. I want them all streamed. I need to watch those games.
Well,
I'm vaguely interested in Ireland-Croatia.
The good thing is that both the Swedes and the Aussies have some fantastic streamers, so I think you will have your wish.
As long as you don't mind staying up awful late.
Can I just put a small side point in here? Obviously, everyone knows the streaming giant of X-Wing is GSP, and they do a good job with what they do.
Yeah.
But it is fantastic to see the limelight not on GSP and it go to every other squadron who stream and them do such a good job of it. There is not a bad quality stream out there, and it's tripled my subscription list now on YouTube and Twitch.
Something that everyone should do. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on here actually. 1 second, let me just get it up. Let me just do this. Is you should all go to the website. You should all go to here, and you should go to this tab. You should go to the Streamers tab. And on the Streamers tab, apart from the fact that we have a lovely little schedule here, below this we have all of the XTC streamers and their Twitches and their YouTubes. And what you should do is you should go to every single one of these and you should give them a follow or give them a subscribe, because it doesn't cost anything. And I know there's a lot of you out there, and there's a lot of these guys, and they all deserve some love, because you're absolutely right. There is some really good streams out there. And also, please, people, for the streamers, if you want to get more streams in, fill out the stream calendar, because then people will be able to see your games. So if we have a look at next week, but basically fill out the stream calendar. We will and we'll be able to see some things.
Yeah, it's just starting to pop up. I'm Wednesday at 8:30 on Funwalk's channel. Yeah. So there's your Wednesday night sorted.
Yep. And I get to play against a lovely Finnish man on Saturday. I think that's when mine's going to be.
And the fact that the majority of these streams are streaming in English and they've got no obligation to do so as well.
Yes. I'm aware that it's the international language, and I apologise every single time I go to a foreign country because I feel it's incredibly rude of us to not speak your language and expect you to speak ours. So thank you to everyone else in the world for choosing the English language to speak on the internet, and sorry for all the conquering.
Well, if we're going to get interesting about this, the original international language was and remains French
Yep.
for air travel.
Yep.
But I think we generally have to just thank Hollywood for the fact that it's English.
Yeah, movies help. So there we go. America, fuck yeah. You'll only hear me say it once.
In a non-sarcastic form.
Yeah.
Do you mean South Canada?
South Canada, yeah.
That's the one.
Fuck yeah, eh?
Is there anybody from South Canada on the stream?
Yes. A couple of people. But yes, the Italians do a fantastic stream in Italian, and I do speak a little bit of French. I need to practice. I've missed going to France. I really want to go to France in like 3 weeks, but I don't think they'll let me in. Let me in. I don't
Google
have COVID.
Translate has assisted with me being at least polite to my Croatian opponent.
Good.
Because funnily enough, I don't speak any goddamn Croatian. I mean, you're not wrong. It's always bad.
Yeah.
We speak a little bit of what we learned in school.
French is
And
not.
the entire of Europe speaks English.
There's a lot of French.
In relation to Denmark, Switzerland, and Finland, they all speak a lot better English than we do.
Je parle un peu de français, mais je dois beaucoup de pratique parce que blah. Yeah, I haven't gone to France in a while.
Ollie, you're not asking the most important question. Où est la bibliothèque?
Où est la bibliothèque? Indeed. Where is
Je
that damn
m'appelle
library?
Piscine. Je suis la personne. J'adore la chaîne. J'habite calculatrice.
It's just dead language.
Voilà, c'est ma
I
maison.
don't have that much American pride, but hearing South Canada makes me irrationally angry. We're going to start a war.
I mean, that's kind of Ed's point, right? Love you, Ed. But yeah, like it's a lot easier to get into French the more I speak it. I've never quite been conversational, which I am sad about, but I will get there. I will practice, and yeah.
He really won't, guys. He won't. Just like he won't drink the hot sauce when he loses.
I'm not
No,
going
we
to
changed
lose.
it to
That is
cement mixes.
my solution. Our team is not going to lose. I'm going to go 0-7, and our team is not going to lose.
I mean, I won't lie to you. The Irish are going to literally put up as hard a fight as humanly possible round 7.
Oui, c'est vrai. Et le singe dans l'arbre. The monkey is in the tree. Love a little bit of Eddie as well.
Eddie Izzard, yeah. Excuse me, the monkey is in the tree.
La suivi sur la table. Devant la table. Yes, I will be
everyone
0-7.
What I said was nonsense.
That's the important bit. I'm going to be 0-7, and my team is going to carry me all the way because I will have tire tracks over my chest. That is my job.
Does
Alternatively, I'll surprise people who
that-
actually win a game.
Anybody listening to this stream think Ollie Pocknell is capable of letting himself go 7?
Should bloody well hope not.
I don't think it's his choice.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
Unfortunately, I cannot speak Spanish. It would do my channel a lot of good. Like, there are so many Spanish Spanish-speaking people in the world. I probably should have learned Spanish instead of French, but yeah, I'd like to spend about a month in France per year if I can. So I feel like we've got massively sidetracked and started talking about random stuff, but
We are definitely in the chat, yeah.
Is new. And anyway, just before we finish, chat, do you have any questions? Chuck questions at us. Connor and Liam, have you got anything that you want to finish with before we go?
I don't think so. I mean, assuming I'm, vaguely invited back or have to invite myself back next week, I'm quite looking forward to seeing where our predictions land.
Yeah, I feel like before this, we're actually going to have to get some semblance of organised and write down what we said. I can't be bothered to do it now, but I will probably do it at some point, never over this week. So one of you guys can do that for me.
Here's a question for the stream, without cheating. How many copies of Django are in the 38 teams?
Oh. I'm gonna wait for the stream to do it, but I want to have a go at this one.
I'm going to take a stab and
I believe they're all pilots.
Yes.
No one will take that crew. It's so criminally overcosted.
Am I allowed to answer yet?
Yeah, go for it.
So out of the 38, because it's over 50% Zams, but I believe it is around 16 Django's.
And Fate of Cain takes it down with 20 on the head.
It was the 50-50. So it's there's a lot of Zam. There's a lot of Zam.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't 37 Zam.
No, there isn't 37 Zams. There is around 30 though. Because Scum and CIS. So.
Are you sure about that?
There might be more.
30,
Sorry,
30,
like 30.
45 Zams.
There we go. 30 teams, I believe.
Yeah, 45 of them are being played.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Yeah, 50% of the CIS is double spray. Yeah.
Crew.
Yeah, Scum are playing them all over the place. Yeah, fair enough.
I was thinking 37 Zam pilot.
Alrighty, let's just have a look at some of these questions. Why is Zam undercosted? I mean,
look at it.
Do you want me to answer that question? No, it's fine. I appreciate the troll. Thank you for the shout out, Ed. Ollie will take the hardest bass matchups. Not every week, but I'm willing to take the bass matchup if it means we win.
Is that actually a troll to say, though, that Zam undercosted when they decide to break the back of Boba and then immediately replace him with another double fire spray list?
I was so mad.
I remain furious, to be honest, but anyway.
So annoyed.
If they hadn't have removed the crew slot off Boba, I was putting Zam crew on Boba with Fearless.
Yeah. I personally... Okay, serious suggestion. I think the way to fix the irony is... There's a beautiful irony to this. The way to fix the fire spray chassis in the CIS is to give it the gunner slot as opposed to the crew slot. Or just like allow it with the gunner slot when you take the title, because that's fine. Make it very slightly cheaper.
I don't know if that fixes it or just kills it, because without force it doesn't do very much.
This is my concern, is that it's a genuine concern because we've heard that points changes are coming, and I don't know what the playtesters are. I don't think there's any playtesting going on right now, so if there are points coming, it's made by the guys at AMG, and I hope that they're going to do a good job. I really hope they're going to do a good job. But
we're awfully excited.
But, and it's a big but.
And the Chancellor, I believe old Boba kicks the hell out of current Zam.
Correct. When you think about the upgrades in the pool already, and you have to think about upgrades in the pool already, you have to think about what slots you're introducing to the faction. The reason that Dooku was fine at 10 points is because he had barely anywhere to be placed, and the ship that you placed him on was too expensive, i.e. the Sith Infiltrator. If you give him one of the best chassis in the game in the Fire Spray, and allow two of them with a Force crew, which was already broken as hell for 2 years, and nobody stopped it.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my soapbox.
Yeah, one of says Gary. I agree with that. Name me a better chassis than the Fire Spray.
Yes.
Silencer.
What pilot or chassis do you think needs more attention? That's a fun one.
TIE Aggressor.
I don't know. Our resident Imperial player is doing pretty well with it.
I do love Kestel. Kestel with Fifth Brother. I know you haven't got him with Fifth Brother, but that is a really good ship
it's
as well.
Scary,
especially in the current meta.
Yep, gets rid of focus tokens real good. Which would you rather face, old Boba or current Zam? Yeah, I agree with Connor. Current Zam every time, because you can just kill her with a swarm, and Boba you can't. Next wave, fall. They've already stated it. Oh, the next wave, probably slightly before fall, because they'll do the wave before the points change. So I think we're going to get the points change in December, because American fall is late. I'm talking like business-wise here. And so I think we're going to get around September for the new ships. Yeah, of course you were fine with it, Phil. Are
we going to get any of the last wave before the new wave comes out? I mean, hands up who's got an Ada 2.
I managed to find one.
Two.
Did you both just say you had one? Because
yes.
you talked over each other.
Yes.
Wow, really? I can't find one on planet Earth.
I've got two. Well, so I've got two. Adam's got two, but you know.
Well, you guys may have the entire UK stockpile between the three of you.
No, there's a guy at our local shop who was flying 3 of them. all with the rings on. Look beautiful.
They do. They really do.
Oof. I mean, Farn is throwing fire in the chat. New points will probably be published in separate tweets and Twitch comments. Oof. Lancer, yeah, the Lancer. I don't know. I don't think the Lancer needs that much love.
Still, the Lancer is the ugliest ship ever made, and it is impossible to store.
It's basically the
Shit.
Starship Enterprise.
I hate it. It's a dinner plate.
I quite like what I did with my Lancer. I replaced the turret, and it looks cool.
It does.
Oh, I was going to ask if you binned it.
No,
Hate
No.
off it.
I flew Mindlink Lancer with two fangs for like a solid year in 1.0.
These Scum Y-Wings a bit cooler. I actually quite like them.
V1 fifth is too good, probably. Dooku is bonkers OP at 10. Yes, because he
Yep.
has the right chassis. Gary has 2 ETAs. Awesome. Supernatural reflexes on generic Inquisitors.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it depends if they can output more damage. At the moment, we have a hyper agility meta of 3 agilities, which means that it's going to be very difficult for those 2 dice guns to do anything. Even if they're not getting shot very often, it's going to be very difficult for them to do damage, which is bad. Scum Y-Wing's a bit cooler. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of fun. The belly run's actually very, very cool EPT upgrade for Cavill. I quite like it. Lancer's a gunner slot. I agree with that. Give Lancers a gunner. I think it'd be really cool. England quality. Will I indulge myself with an easy matchup for the final week? I was meant to give myself a nice matchup last week, and then Mattia stomped all over my face. So there we go.
Ed, Ollie's last week is against Ireland. There are no easy matchups.
Yes, dear.
I'll take you, Mr. Poggle.
Yes, you will.
No problem at all with
I
that. It's
am
the 7th game.
Mildly terrified of that matchup, but it's fine. It's fine. Malorus is an easy game. It's not. It's really not. I should
Malorus is
show the
wholesome
meme.
and fun.
I'm. Shall I find the meme? Let's find the meme. Right. Where's the meme?
While you search
one
for that,
second.
are there any ships that haven't been rumored or leaked that anyone wants to see in the game?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good
Well, we
question.
got the one from Mandalorian, right?
Do 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 do. Boop.
Yeah, I love that.
Shout out to Mattia. He actually flew it quite well. Although I blocked him to hell. I've
That's
got
okay.
a really good engage, and it's just like, nope, don't care. Passive mod, screw you. Oh. Anyway, don't joust the 5 ship. It's a really bad idea. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that up because it's glorious.
I love that meme.
Anyway. Yeah, shout out to shout out to Canada for sending that to me. I'm not going to show the Watto one because that's mildly offensive, and Gary might get annoyed with flags. Lancer with a gunner. Razor
I just love the
Crest.
concept of trust the Irish to fuck up the flags.
That's good. Razor Crest, yeah, like the Razor Crest. That'd be cool. Umbaran Fighter for the Sept. Yes, give me that big beastie
Yes.
fang. Give me that big beastie fang. What does Republic need to be back on top? Republic needs to be back on top. The ability for aces to not die to a single shot. So realistically, it needs a reduction in ship count. As soon as it goes down to 5 and less as the average, then you'll be absolutely fine with Republic aces, and they will be terrifying again. Basically. Less 3 agility meta, that's what Republic needs. Bad Bat Shuttle. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Any likely nom.
Republic, like when they designed Republic ships, it's like it's the original power creep mentality, where in this movie's like Anakin's really good, so he gets 3 Force, and that makes perfect sense. And they're like, but 3 Force is insane, and he's a really good pilot, so we'll give him really good like abilities and ship, and then we'll make him 95 points.
Yeah, see, Anakin kind of has the Poe problem. is that he's too damn expensive for what he does. He doesn't do enough damage, because if you make it's see, this is where I'm very much behind making separate points costs for competitive and for casual, because in a competitive environment you need Anakin to be cheap enough to be good, which is actually too cheap to be in a casual environment because people will just murder face with him because they don't know how to deal with him. But yeah, there we go.
He's just got everything. That is a problem. You can't like Kylo Ren is 76 points for 2 force and double reposition, which is still obscene.
Yeah.
But Anakin's better dial, the reposition, the defensive force, the ability to take evades.
Yeah.
It was just always going to be a huge power creep to have a faction that was made of Jedi.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I think that is a really good falling off point. So shout out to everyone who followed along. Hopefully you didn't stay up too late for it, and we've had a really good time. Exciting for next week, the XTC, sorry, and I am super hyped to see if we get any of these predictions correct. So I'm going to have to go and write them down. So thank you, people. We get the big center camera now. Hi. I got a nice shiny light. You probably wouldn't notice, but look, it gets real bright if I go up here. So yeah,
I just turned mine on off and then realized that nobody could see me, and that made no sense.
I can change the color slightly as well. Look at this. It goes boop, boop, boop. Only slightly. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thanks to Liam and Connor for coming along this weird and wonderful journey.
Oh, loved it. And yeah, bonsoir, bonne chance, and au revoir.
Pleasure.
Salut et à bientôt.
Toodles.
Yeah. Have a lovely one. And back to dials, just for Connor.
Love it.
Yes.